Hi, this is Jundo. Welcome to Tree Leaf. And our subject today is shoes. The shoes of the Buddha. Because I think shoes teach us so much about the way the Buddha walked. Actually, perhaps not, because from every Buddha statue I've ever seen, the Buddha did not wear shoes. Here's a statue I have of the Buddha on his begging rounds, and you can see he looks barefoot to me. That indicates to me that the Buddha must have had some very tough feet, because in all the old sutras, he's always walking from here to there to give various teachings. Maybe they had very soft roads in India. I don't know. But I know that when Buddhism came from India to China and Japan, monks started wearing shoes. Is it still Buddha? Is it still Buddhism, whether you wear shoes or not? Of course. These are Japanese monk shoes, you see. And these are what I usually wear day to day, which are plastic Western shoes. Does it matter what kind of shoes you wear in order to practice Buddhism? Absolutely not. Do you need Japanese shoes for it to be real Zen? Can you wear Western shoes? Of course. Japanese or Western, it doesn't matter at all. As a matter of fact, when we go into the Zendo, we take off our shoes to sit Zazen. Don't try sitting Zazen with your shoes on. It pinches the circulation. Take your shoes off. But when you are in your shoes, that is also Zazen. When you are walking in your life, it is Zazen too. Zazen is everywhere. Zazen is everything. As a matter of fact, I posted on the blog a picture of some shoes someone had made with a picture of the Buddha on it. Some people might consider it very sacrilegious. I certainly don't consider it in the best of taste, because in some countries and some cultures, to put the Buddha on a picture of something that goes on the feet, the filthy feet, is very insulting. But you know, if you ask me, the Buddha is everywhere. The Buddha is in your heart. The Buddha is in the trees and the stars. The Buddha is certainly on a pair of shoes. Especially the parts of life that are the ugliest, the most difficult. Where more do you want to find a Buddha? Everything is Buddha. I don't think the Buddha would reject any part of us. And this tells me too that, we are just our shoes. We are the road we walk. The shoes, the road, the walking, it's all one great thing. Are you walking the road, or is the world walking you through your shoes? Shoes have great wisdom to teach us about how to live life, because they're constantly moving forward. But they have no goal. They have no place to get to. It's only you, with your mind, who's always judging, I must go here, I must go there. The shoe goes everywhere without complaint. Are you complaining, shoe? Not a peep. The shoe goes left. That's left, right? Yeah. The shoe goes left, the shoe goes right. It just goes. It is you who judges that I'm going left, I want to go right. I'm going right, I want to go left. The shoe just goes forward, and it always is just where it is, just where it is, just where it is. But of course the path we choose is important. Some paths that we make are balanced and easy. We choose a good path. Sometimes we choose a path that's difficult, leads right off a cliff. In life we should try to choose the good path. But the shoe goes either way without complaining. But good paths are important. That's why I have here a nurse's shoe. This was lent to me by a friend of mine who's a nurse. It emphasizes the compassion, the helping other sentient beings that must be an important part of this practice. You're not walking just for you alone. You're walking for all sentient beings. And this is a working shoe, a working boot that I use out in the garden. And it emphasizes that our practice is not just sitting in the Zendo. It's out there. It's your work. It's in your office. It's in the factory where you work, this is practice too. It's all practice. So I have no complaint. I have no difficulty with putting shoes up here on the altar with the Buddha. I think it's all sacred. It's all sacred. There's nothing in this universe that is not sacred. Nothing. We can bow down to all of it because the Buddha's walking shoes go everywhere. But where do the shoes go when they die? Are you worried about dying shoe? Not a complaint. Yet, someday this shoe will grow old, its soul worn out. Actually, the Buddha said that we don't have souls. Little Buddhist joke there. But the Buddha's soul will perhaps go on to come back as a completely different shoe. Maybe a lady's pump. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what we come back as a sneaker, as a boot, as a sandal. It doesn't matter to me because it's just the shoe I am in right now. Just walk the shoe you are in this life and let future shoes take care of themselves in the shoe store of karma. Let that take care of itself. Just walk a good path here and the road will lead where it leads. So, that's why shoes teach us so much. You know, there's an expression that is kind of an Americanism, be at home in your moccasins. But when you drop resistance to your shoes, you are fully at one with your moccasin. You are your moccasin, the division between the road, the shoe, and you, the walking. It's all one great function, all one great dance. Dancing in your shoes. Where does your shoe begin and your foot end? Where does your foot begin and your shoe end? Where does the road begin? It's all just divided here. Stop the division, and shoe and walking and road are all one. Go forward, go forth. And though life can get a little stinky sometimes, we have to accept that too. Try to keep your shoes clean. Try to keep them polished. But if they get mud on them, if they get a little sweaty, such is life. Shall we take our shoes off and just sit with that?